Radiant joy, a dream wedding. The air crackled with joy, laughter echoed. It was a picture-perfect wedding. Sunlight streamed through stained glass. The scent of lilies filled the air. Guests beamed, their faces reflecting the couple's happiness. At the altar, the groom stood tall. He was handsome, radiating charm. His eyes, filled with love, were fixed on his beautiful bride. She glowed, a vision in white. Her smile was radiant, her eyes sparkling with tears of happiness. It was a moment of pure joy, forever etched in their hearts. Discordant note, a child's mishap. A hush fell as the bride and groom exchanged vows. Promises whispered, sealing their love in the presence of loved ones. Suddenly, a small figure darted into the aisle. A young boy, the groom's nephew, his face alight with excitement. He stumbled, his tiny hand reaching out, brushing against the bride's gown. A collective gasp rippled through the church. The bride, startled, turned to see the cause of the commotion. A fleeting look of annoyance crossed her face. But it was the groom's reaction that shocked everyone. His face contorted in anger. In a split second, the joyous atmosphere evaporated. Unthinkable act. Violence erupts. The groom's hand shot out, a loud slap echoed through the silent church. The little boy crumpled to the floor, his face contorted in pain and shock. Silence hung heavy, broken only by the child's whimpers. Guests gasped, their faces etched with disbelief and horror. The joyous celebration transformed into a scene of chaos and fear. The bride stood frozen, her bouquet falling from her grasp. Her eyes, wide with shock, darted from the sobbing child to her husband's enraged face. The man she had vowed to love had just struck a defenseless child. "What have you done?" The words escaped her lips, a choked whisper filled with anguish and disbelief. Shattered dreams, the bride's agony. The bride felt a wave of nausea wash over her. Her dream wedding, the vows of love and commitment, all shattered in that one violent act. Her heart pounded in her chest, a frantic rhythm mirroring the chaos around her. She looked at the man she had married just moments ago, his face now a mask of fury. Fear coiled in her stomach. Who was this stranger wearing the face of her beloved? The man she knew, the man she loved, was incapable of such cruelty. Doubts gnawed at her. Had she been blind to his true nature? Her fairy tale romance had morphed into a nightmare, the happy ending replaced by a chilling uncertainty. Section 5. Echoes of Trauma. The Child's Pain. The little boy lay huddled on the floor, his small body racked with sobs. Pain throbbed on his cheek, a constant reminder of the unexpected blow. Tears streamed down his face, blurring the scene around him. He looked up, his eyes searching for his mother, for comfort, for an explanation. Why had his uncle, the groom, hurt him? He had only been excited, wanting to see his aunt, the beautiful bride. Now fear and confusion clouded his innocent joy. The festive atmosphere, the music, the laughter, all faded into a distant hum. The world, once filled with the promise of cake and celebration, was now a place of pain and bewilderment. Section 6. Swift Justice. Confrontation and Chaos. The silence shattered as several guests rushed to the child's aid. Voices rose in anger, condemning the groom's actions. The groom's best man, his face a mixture of shock and disgust, grabbed him by the arm. "What the hell was that?" he hissed, his voice tight with fury. The groom, his face flushed, sputtered, trying to justify his actions. He startled her, he stammered, his voice laced with a desperate anger. He could have hurt her. His words were met with disbelief and outrage. How could he justify violence against a child, especially on a day meant to celebrate love and family? Section 7. Ripple Effect, Fractured Family Ties. The incident sent shockwaves through the families. The groom's family, their faces etched with shame and disappointment, tried to apologize for his actions. The bride's family, their anger palpable, rallied around their daughter, their protective instincts kicking in. How could they allow her to stay in this marriage with a man who could be so cruel? The child's mother, her face pale with fury, scooped her son into her arms. Her heart ached for his pain, her anger burning towards the man who had dared to hurt her child. The wedding, meant to unite two families, had instead driven a wedge between them. The joyous occasion had become a catalyst for division and resentment, leaving behind a bitter aftertaste. Section 8. Tainted Memories, A Wedding Undone. The reception, once a symbol of celebration, stood deserted. Tables laden with untouched food, the wedding cake a lonely reminder of a shattered dream. Guests whispered amongst themselves, their voices hushed, their faces reflecting their shock and disapproval. The magic of the day had vanished, replaced by a chilling reality. The bride, her white dress now a symbol of broken promises, sat alone, her dreams in tatters. The man she loved had shown a side of himself she never knew existed. The wedding photographs, meant to capture a day of love and happiness, would forever be tainted by the memory of the groom's violent act. The joy, the laughter, the love, all overshadowed by a single moment of unforgivable cruelty. Section 9, Scars Remain, Life After the Upheaval. The wedding was over before it truly began. The guests departed, their goodbyes tinged with awkwardness and pity. The bride, her heart heavy with the weight of her husband's actions, faced an uncertain future. Could she forgive him? Could she forget? The little boy, his physical wounds healing, bore the emotional scars of that day. His trust broken, his innocence shattered. The wedding chaos had subsided, but its impact reverberated through the families. Relationships were fractured, trust was broken, and the future remained shrouded in doubt and uncertainty. The groom's shocking act served as a stark reminder that even in the midst of joyous celebrations, darkness can lurk, forever altering the course of lives and relationships.